Now at 6, families separated by thousands of miles feel the impact of the war in the Middle East right here in the 4 states. Plus, a business in Miami, Oklahoma shows its appreciation for the fire department with a $5,000 donation. And Friday the 13th proved to be a lucky day for some tattoo lovers in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Israel-Hamas war might feel far away, but some 4-state residents are directly affected by it. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. One Joplin woman, originally from Israel, is now seeing her twin sister deal with the conflict. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
Last Friday, Renate Wilson went to bed hoping for a restful night, but she woke up at 4 a.m. to more than 20 messages from her twin sister.
I looked at all the messages and I started realizing, what am I reading? And I turned on the TV and I was watching in shock. I was sitting there and watching the horrors.
From almost 7,000 miles away, Nielsen receives updates on the Israel-Hamas war all day long, especially from her sister. The calls and messages keep coming.
She's horrified. She's crying a lot. Every time she calls and she says, I gotta run, there's a siren. And I just want you to know, if something happens, I love you.
But the same calls and messages that bring relief to Nielsen are also a source of anxiety.
All I can do is just sit here and pray and hope that in half an hour, in an hour, she'll contact and she'll say, well, we're out of the safe room for now.
It can happen every 5 minutes. It can happen once in 4 hours. You can never know. It can happen when you take a shower. It can happen when you sleep.
Adela lives near Tel Aviv and says the things they're watching are horrifying.
I'm not sure I can tell you. I don't want to be too graphic about the description.
And I'm afraid to go to sleep at night, that I won't hear the messages. I'm afraid to wake up to a very bad message.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
To watch both parts of this story, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Meteorologist Sam Lane joining us with a first look at your forecast.
All right, thank you very much, Tanya. We had some showers and storms late last night and early this morning. Now that front is way off to the east in eastern Missouri right now, pushing through western Illinois. We also have a tornado watch, a sliver of one for eastern parts of Iowa, but nothing like that in our area for tonight. Instead, we're going to see temperatures cooling down from the 60s into the 50s all the way down to 47 by tomorrow morning, with clouds increasing as we go through the nighttime hours. And if you're heading out to the Frontenac Parsons game tonight in Frontenac, looking pretty good. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s at kickoff and around 54 degrees at halftime, with breezy west to northwesterly winds. And looking down the lane, we're going to have those clouds starting to move in tonight. A chilly weekend in store with a cool week ahead, as well as some Thursday rain. And I'll tell you more about that in just a little while.
All right, thanks, Sam. The Miami Fire Department received a $5,000 donation today. The check presentation took place at the Vance Chevy Buick GMC dealership. The fire department is always in need of new equipment, including tools that meet new NPA standards. The deputy chief said the donation meant a lot for the department and not just the amount of money.
Well, it means a lot because, you know, what we go through and what we see day to day or every shift, it's, you know, it feels good for somebody to see that and do something about it. And it really means a lot.
The dealership plans to give more to the department in the weeks ahead. Well, it wasn't fear of a black cat that brought people out this Friday the 13th, but a love of black ink. The Raptor Collective was one of many area tattoo shops running specials today. Customers could come in, get up to 3 tattoos for $20 a piece. And if the lines were any indication, the deal was a very popular one.
So it's just kind of like it's a way to give back to the community, kind of just client appreciation. Every time there's a Friday the 13th, we want to give back and show everybody how grateful we are for them and just do something fun for everybody.
The Raptor Collective will be open until 10 tonight. With this deal, just remember, first come, first serve. Coming up, KOAM Sports Director John Dales has an interview with the head coach of the Frontenac Raiders just ahead of the game of the week. But first, this four-state legend made its first appearance almost 90 years ago, and it still goes unexplained. Tonight, we give you the history and maybe a glimpse of the Joplin Spooklight. It's a four-state legend that's been discussed since the 1800s. I'm talking about what's known as the Joplin Spooklight. I met up with a four-state man who showed me where to find it and a local folklore expert to learn the history behind the mystery.
Cross the creek, go around the house, come in the witch's holler, 3 miles and you're here.
Dean Walker is talking about how to find the Joplin Spooklight, a four-state mystery he's personally witnessed at least 50 times since he was 5 years old.
Well, I've seen guys in a convertible shooting at it with shotguns and a 30-30. They just keep floating down the road.
The original name of the spooklight was the Hornet Spooklight, named for a little village and cemetery here on the Missouri side. It was best seen around here in the 1920s and 30s, and then it migrated west into Oklahoma along 40 Road.
And that's actually where the major studies were done by the Corps of Engineers, etc. Then by the late 40s and 50s, it was seen more on 50 Road. And that's what people today call Spooklight Road.
Lisa Martin is a member of the Paranormal Science Lab investigation team and Dark Ozarks. She's written a handful of books about haunted places in southwest Missouri and is currently publishing a new series on regional folklore, with the first book featuring the Joplin Spooklight.
There are tales that it could be a miner. There are tales that it's a Civil War soldier. There are tales that go further back with some of the native lore that it's, Indian lovers or Indian princess who's lost, that kind of thing. The story that is repeated the most is of a farmer that went out looking for his lost children. And he took a lantern and the children never came back and he never came back, and so the light is the farmer's lantern and he's looking for his lost children.
Whatever the story, there's a draw to young and old to try to figure out the mystery behind the light.
We can say what it's not a lot easier than what it is.
And where it begins and ends. Walker took us to the Devil's Holler Crossroads, the intersection of East 40 and South 650 roads.
Goes in the ground somewhere down there. We never did find it. Went all over looking for it. We did find a bunch of graves, but we didn't know if it come out at cemetery or what.
A lot of the main theories that have been put forward over time, even from the Corps of Engineers and the University of Missouri, etc., really don't add up. Everything from swamp gas, and there's not a lot of decaying organic matter down there, or car lights, don't really hold up for most of the experiences.
An experience my photographer Ty Parks and I couldn't resist.
You see anything there?
The two red lights near the top of the screen belong to a cell phone tower about a half a mile away on 50 Road. The light in the middle. Could it be the spook light? We tested the headlight theory.
This would be where I turn. Right here.
Yep, that's you.
I'm going to turn.
Definitely not the same light. A mile north on 40 Road, we had a different experience, this time with my camera.
Took all my battery. Just drained it.
And then, a few minutes later...
Ty, I see it in the tree.
You see it in the tree?
I see a light in the tree.
Are you looking straight up?
No, it's towards the bottom of the tree. Do you still see the light in my camera?
Yeah.
Now it's gone.
Which tree?
This big one. Right here. It was right at the base of it. Oh, whoa. I feel really cold. Like it passed through me. It was so cold.
Oh.
I am freezing right now. Freezing. I saw something in this tree.
Whether what I encountered was the spook light or not, the legend remains a popular topic for 4-state locals like Walker.
Do you think it's an evil entity or?
Just a mysterious light floating around.
Well, a word of warning, it's not as safe now to park along 50 road since it has been paved. There's no shoulder. And because of excessive littering, authorities will issue tickets if you're caught parking there at night. Ty and I got permission from the county sheriff before our investigation. A little later, Friday night football kicks off in a few hours, but to get you ready, John's got an interview coming up with Frontenac Raiders head coach Mark Smith ahead of tonight's game of the week.
And I'm going to let you know what the weather is expected to be like this evening for the game of the week as well as the weekend when we come back. Well, we had a little bit of rain last night as expected, but now that rain has moved off towards the east, and now we're going to be seeing some colder air filter in behind that storm system. Let's start out this morning at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort in Seneca, Missouri. And as you can see, the pavement wet there in the morning with those scattered showers and storms as they developed this last night. And then as the day wore on, those clouds rapidly moved away once the front moved through, and we were left with mostly blue skies and lots of sunshine. We made it up to 67 degrees at some point during the afternoon, 56 the low. That was a little bit above the normals on the low, a little bit below on the high, so it all basically evened out. And we had about 0.2 of an inch of rain, as that's what we're had so far for the month of October, ahead of normal. That's nice, but we're still way behind for the year on the rainfall. We definitely need some more to help with the drought situation. Temperatures right now are in the 60s, 61 in Fort Scott, Iola, Pittsburgh, Lamar, 62 in Stockton. Notice the winds are out of the west to northwest. That's filtering in that cooler and drier air. In fact, we're about 5 to 10 degrees colder now than we were 24 hours ago. And that's only going to continue as we go into the weekend with that colder air spilling in behind the storm system that's now spinning over southern Iowa. You can see it's right there just east of Omaha with that arc of clouds off to the east generating those thunderstorms moving through St. Louis and western Illinois. Now these clouds up to the north are going to eventually work their way to the south into our area in the overnight hours. Unfortunately, we are looking at the drought index today coming out, the new one, and it's still showing dry conditions up to the north in Vernon and St. Clair, as well as Cedar counties, an exceptional drought still in Chautauqua, Elk, and Montgomery counties. We definitely need some rainfall. Unfortunately, it's not to be found for the next 24 hours, but then beyond that, we do have a chance of some showers and some light sprinkles, especially up towards the north. And the rainfall amounts on the forecast, you can see that the best chance of rainfall tomorrow night and early Sunday morning will be off towards the north and east, but it's really not going to amount to that much. Temperatures tonight are going to drop through the 50s with mostly fair skies and then becoming cloudy as we go towards the morning hours with temperatures around 50 degrees. And then tomorrow afternoon at around the time of the eclipse, the model is forecasting mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, so unfortunately it looks like we're going to probably miss out on the annular eclipse with temperatures in the mid-50s. Then in the afternoon, warming up into the upper 50s with northwest winds. And then as we go into tomorrow night into early Sunday morning, you can see the showers developing up towards the north, mainly to the north and east with lows in the 50s. And then on Sunday morning, we're going to be seeing a few breaks in the clouds with temperatures around 50. And then in the afternoon, more breaks in the clouds with temperatures rebounding in the upper 50s to lower 60s on north winds. Big storm system moving out of here. The next storm system won't arrive until about Thursday, and that's when the next chance of rain will start to move back in. And unfortunately, right now, the models are still arguing about how long that system is going to stick around. So for right now, I'm going to go with some rain on Thursday with a high of 65 and then getting out of here in time for next weekend. But we'll have to watch that pretty closely. But it's going to be fall-like for several days in a row.
Yeah, it is. Definitely going to be chilly this weekend for
Chilly.
sure.
Make some chili and wrap yourself in a blanket.
Sounds like a plan. All right, well, still ahead, John Dales is live at the high school football game of the week between 5-1 Frontenac and undefeated Parsons. Hear from the head coach of the Raiders ahead of tonight's game, up next.
Hey, John Dale's here with you at the KOAM Game of the Week. This week, that brings us to Frontenac, where the 5-1 Raiders are hosting the 6-0 Parsons Vikings. I'm here with Mark Smith, head coach of the Frontenac Raiders. Coach, when we talked to you at the start of the season, in the preseason, you told us about getting better every day. Week 1, you have a tough, hard-fought loss to Colgan. You've won 5 in a row now. Do you think that you guys have been getting better every day since then?
We have been. Our confidence is higher. We're playing faster, more physical. We're going to have to play our best tonight. Parsons is a very good team, great athletes, big up front. So we got to take care of the ball. We got to be physical, and we just got to control the line of scrimmage.
We were talking about it a little bit before we came on the air, too, is the way you started a week ago on the road at Baxter Springs, up by 5 touchdowns in the first quarter. Your defense really seemed like it was kind of the catalyst. 2 pick sixes in that game. What do you like about the way that group's playing right now?
We're playing a lot faster, more physical. We're stopping the run, which is huge. When you can stop the run and make them one-dimensional, it's very important. And Parsons is a very balanced team, so we just got to play fast. We got to play as one unit and just be aggressive.
You got a guy, too, in your quarterback, in Cal Turlip. He started that game with about a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown. And also, he's just been a vocal leader so far this year for his team. What's it like having a guy like that to lead your team, not only your offense, but your team at large?
Cal's been a tremendous leader for us. He's worked extremely hard. Second year as a quarterback, and you just can see his development. He knows the offense. He gets us in the right spots. He takes care of the football. He brings good energy, and he just gives us a good chance to win.
Talking a little bit about your opponent, too, Parsons. They're 6-0 for a reason, too. Very physical team. They've had a lot of success this year. How are they going to challenge you guys tonight?
It definitely starts with their running game on offense. They got some great athletes out wide at receiver, which makes it tough. But we got to be able to stop the run first. And then on defense, they're very aggressive. They got a D-line that gets up the field very hard. Their linebackers are very good. And their D-backs are aggressive, and they try to go get some interceptions. So we got to be strong on offense, take care of the ball, and just control the clock.
All that being said, last question I got for you, Coach. What's going to be the key to you guys getting a win here in a big game?
Just paying attention to detail, just taking it one play at a time. We got to get out to a good start. They're going to come out with a lot of energy. We get to halftime with a close game. I think we're going to have a good chance.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks for being here.
That's all we got from Frontenac. We're back after this. Thanks.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Apple Butter Making Days kicks off in Mount Vernon. We're going to check out the festivities. Plus, Nevada, Missouri high schoolers put on a living history tour of the Deepwood Cemetery, and why some think the planned increase for Social Security benefits next year won't be enough. Those stories and a lot more tonight on the KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Of course, tomorrow is the annular eclipse.
Right, it's the ring of fire where the moon doesn't quite fully cover the sun. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be dealing with clouds. I know, I was really hoping to see it, but hopefully maybe the clouds will break a little bit. If we go from cyclonic curvature of the isobars to anticyclonic, then the clouds will break and we'll get to see it. But unfortunately,
how far south would we need to go?
You'd probably have to go all the way to Oklahoma City, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we'll have to watch it on the web because NASA's going to be streaming it live. So if you want to watch it there, you can. But clouds here and then cool for this weekend and then slow warm up as we head towards the week with another chance of rain next Thursday.
All right. Love this cool down.
Yeah, me too.
Take it. Right. Well, thanks for watching us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.